If you have been struggling with enrolling clients in your business or finding your ideal clients online, I want to tell you that the biggest problem that you might be facing is actually your signature strategy. What is your signature strategy? Your signature strategy is the strategy that's responsible for how you make money in your business, or whether you make money or not. And today I have a quick training to walk you through how to create your signature strategy for your business. If it is your first time on my channel, then hello, I'm Pam Obasa, the founder of the Lucrative Lady. And on this channel, I talk all things sales systems, and strategy. You've actually met me in the middle of a series that I'm running. It's a 3-part series, and today is part 1, talking about your signature strategy. So if you love this, make sure you subscribe to this channel and turn on your notification. And without further ado, let's dive in. The signature strategy. I've been talking about that a lot. How to select the right business model today that will take your business to 6 months, to 6 figures in less than 12 months. That's what I really want you to get. Here is a myth that I hear from a lot of people when they think about their business model. They say something like, Pam, I can't work with clients because I'm not an expert yet. Have you thought about that before? Have you felt that you can't work with clients because you're not an expert yet? Here's the truth. You're already qualified. You only need to be 1 or 2 steps ahead of your ideal client. You don't have to be 100 steps ahead. You only need 1 or 2 steps. I want you to remember and believe that you are already qualified. Here's another myth that a lot of people share when it comes to their signature, having and owning their signature strategy. I can only charge hourly because I'm helping people by the hour. Is that you? Have you been trying to charge people by the hour? Here's the truth. Do not, and I repeat, do not price your program according to time. Price your program according to transformation. It doesn't matter how long it takes you to deliver that thing. What matters is the transformation that your ideal clients get from that. Think about it this way. Imagine that you are a relationships coach and you work with married couples, and your goal is to help them to have a healthy marriage. You're keeping them together, right? Imagine if you spend 1 hour per month spending time with that couple, and in that space of time, you're giving them the tools that helps them to communicate better, to have a better sex life, to have a greater relationship with one another for 1 hour per month. Is it fair that they should pay you per hour? No. Think about what you are doing for them. You are giving them their ideal marriage, their ideal life, and you are giving them the perfect marriage. So focus on the transformation. Myth number 3. I love this one. Because I'm a newbie, I can only work with one-on-one clients. That's not true. Here's what I want you to think about. And here is what I want you to focus on. I want you to start now to build a business that leverages your time by working with clients in groups. Do you see that? By working with clients in groups. Start now. So why is this important? Selecting the right business model. Right? When you do this, you can hit 6 figures in as little as 6 months, like I keep saying to you. But it's all down to selecting the right type of business model. So wrong business model equals 0 revenue. So how to select the right business model today that will take your business to 6 figures in less than 12 months? Look on the left-hand side. I want you to think about this. Create a course? No, right? You need a ton of traffic and big marketing budget to market a course. Create a membership? No. I mean, I've done all of these things, so I can tell you. Right? You need large numbers to hit 6 figures. We have a membership, we have courses, but that's not where our 6 figures per month come from. I can tell you that right now. Create digital products? No, those are good and you should have them in your business, but you need to sell thousands of them to be able to hit 6 figures. Now, all of these things are good and you should have them in your business, but I want you to know that that's not where your big ticket money is going to come from. It isn't. I want to share with you 4 types of offers that really does this for you. The first is intensives, right? This is where to begin. I highly, highly recommend when it comes to choosing the right business model that you think, and you're thinking, but Pam, do I have to, do like a 12-month program? No, you can start with an intensive. And you start by thinking, what results can I get people, right? What do I like to do? How can I get case studies? Do I even enjoy doing this? That is the benefit of starting with an intensive. It helps you to see whether you actually enjoy doing the very thing that you say that you love doing, because you don't know. If you've never worked with clients, you don't know if you enjoy doing that stuff, right? Then you move to one-on-one coaching, but you do not stay here, right? Here, I want you to start thinking about what is my signature framework, right? Can I get somebody transformation?
Can I increase my price? These are the core things I want you to think about, but I don't want you to stay here too long because I want you to move to group coaching. Here you're thinking, can I leverage my time? Does my strategy work well in a group? Right? These are the things that you're thinking about at this stage. Can I charge more? And then I want you to move over to a high ticket mastermind after this, right? That is what takes you to 7 figures when you have a high ticket mastermind. In this section, you're thinking, can I get clients an even bigger transformation? How can I make sure people get results long term? These are the 4 types of signature offers that I want you to start thinking about. And this is how I want you to think about the trajectory of it. Do you see my point? Now, your objection right now is going to be, where do I begin, Pam? Right? I know I'm sharing a lot of information. I did tell you you're in class today, right? I came to deliver. So I hope you're ready to receive that. You are receiving everything that I'm sharing with you, right? So if you're thinking, Pam, where do I begin? I have a simple advice for you, right? Scale right back and solve one small problem at a time. Here's the truth, and I'll say it again. You only need to teach steps 1 and step 2, not steps 1 to 10. You only need to begin by teaching steps 1 and steps 2 of whatever it is that you want to teach. So here is where to begin. Start with your story and your expertise. What is your story, right? Because from your story, you get to see what mistakes you have made and what learnings you have acquired along the way. And that becomes something that you can teach somebody else. Or what is your expertise? What qualifications do you have? What do you have at your disposal? What have you trained for, right? That's where to begin. When it comes to figuring out what sort of business model should I have, or what sort of strategy, what sort of offer, these are the places to begin. So the next step is I want you to then turn that into, what do I want to help people with, right? So you've looked at your story, you've looked at your expertise, and I want you to think, what do I want to help people with? So perhaps you want to help people to move up in their career, or perhaps you want to help them to drop 50 pounds, right? Become financially free. Whatever the case may be, start with the first 1 or 2 steps in that specific thing. Here is an example, right? Your ideal clients are currently where they are. They are sad. They are very, very sad and very, very unhappy, right? And they want to get to that happy face, right? That girl with her hair everywhere, that's where they want to be. They want to be happy-go-lucky. But between where they are right now and where they want to be, there are 10 steps. There are several steps in between, right? So where a lot of coaches go wrong is they want to teach all 10 steps. But that's not what to do. I want you to start at step 1 and teach step 1 and step 2. That's all you need to do for now. Okay? So let's imagine that you are a finance coach and you help people you teach them how to become financially free. Step 1 for you might be, perhaps you want to help them with their income and expenses audit. That might be your step 1. Do you see my point? Step 2 might be that you might want to help them to audit their debt and consolidate their debt. That could be your step 2. So you see how, even though the goal is to help them to become financially free, we're not teaching them all 10 steps. We're not going, boom, this is all 10 steps on how to do it. You're going to overwhelm people. No, you start with step 1, then you figure out step 2. Do you see that? I hope that is really clear. So hooray, you've already transformed someone's life with just steps 1 and 2. How amazing does that feel, right? That's how I started. I started with step 1 and step 2. So when I first started, I knew that I wanted to teach people how to make, 10K per month, which is 6 figures, 120K, 6 figures. I knew this is something that I wanted to do, but in my coaching business at that time, when I started, I hadn't reached 6 figures myself. So I had to figure out, okay, so I'm not going to go out there and lie and be all fake out there. I want to be congruent and I want to be truthful. So I didn't go out there saying, I'm going to help you to make 6 figures. This was, way back then, a good few years ago now. I went out there and I looked at my expertise. My expertise is using stories to sell. So I taught storytelling, right? This was the first thing that I did. And this was my very first client, Jelani. And I taught him storytelling. And this was my step 1. And take a look at this case study really quickly.
Hey, what's up, everyone? My name is Jelani Abduslam. And I just want to quickly give a huge shout out to Pamela Obasa. I didn't know that stories could change your whole entire perspective when it comes to webinars. And I ran 2 webinars before meeting with Pam and having a sit down with her and setting up my webinar. I did 2 webinars, and they failed. I was humiliated. I didn't want to do a webinar again. And honestly, I was just thinking of different ways how to come across to my audience, but webinars are clearly the best route to do that. So I didn't have a clear direction, and Pamela just changed that whole entire uncertainty. She literally put fire inside of me to want to crush my webinar by telling stories. And that's what she's amazing at. That's what she does. She helps her clients tell stories to sell their products. And when I ran the webinar for the third time, after working with Pam for 2 hours, I saw a dramatic change. After my webinar, after working with Pam, I converted live for the first time, and it was one of the most amazing feelings in the entire world. And I can't recommend Pam enough. I can't recommend someone who's going to work with you, sit down with you, and actually care about your stories and how you're going to form those stories and tell those stories and present and sell to your audience. So if you're on the fence with working with Pam, I suggest just do it. Go.
Brilliant. You can watch the rest of that case study later on. But yeah, I just wanted to share that with you because that was my step one. That was literally my step one. I had a very, very short intensive, as he said, 2 hours, and I was focusing on helping people with my step one. I had to start with what I had in my hands, my expertise, what I had knowledge of, my own story. I crafted it and I started to teach other people. So you don't need to teach massive steps, right? Again, we have another case study to share with you. This is from Natalia Copeland, who again was one of my first few clients. And these two people that you see are the very first couple of people that I worked with, who I helped with my step one. Now, as of working with Natalia, I remember by around April of last year, she started to do around $40,000 per month from the offer, or rather the webinar that I helped her to create through storytelling. This is the power of starting with your step one. Again, remember, right? I didn't just go in there and go, whack, I'm going to do all 10 steps. I had no idea. I started with what I have, and that's what I'm asking you to do. So start with steps 1 and steps 2. So what could that look like? Perhaps, you want to help people to get a pay rise. Maybe your step 1 is to help them to fix their CV. Or perhaps you want to help people to lose their baby fat, right? When they first had a baby. Maybe your step 1 would be to help them to create customized meal plans. Or perhaps you want to help people fix their marriage. Perhaps your step 1 could be helping them to understand one another's love languages. You have a step 1. You've got to discover what that is and start there.
Thank you so much for catching this video. Now, as I mentioned earlier, this is a segment, a part of a series. So before you go, I want you to do 2 things. Number 1, I want you to comment below this video and just let me know, what is the one thing that you are struggling with right now in your business? What is the one thing that you're struggling with right now? I respond to all comments, and I even share a specific strategy to do with your specific struggle. So don't forget to do that. And lastly, don't forget to check out this playlist that has all the other training within this series. And I'll see you in my next video. See you there.